And I am sending live. Not such a good quality. I think it could be better. Could really be better quality, I think. Either way. I look kind of tired in this light, but I am not. I am absolutely fine. I've been up quite early today. But either way, it's been going on like quite crazy, I would say, recently. And but I really don't like this light. I don't know what's going on. I guess it could be better, but it is what it is. And in this video, as I'm sitting here alone and having a sip of water, I actually should start making myself some kind of lunch, but it's actually more like dinner at this point. Because today I've been out regarding work, regarding job search, job hunt, whatever you want to name it. And yeah, I think what inspired me now to make this video, yeah, I just told myself that before I started this video, we're living in such a damn crazy time. On one hand, very, very, very hard, difficult for a lot of people, difficult for not for everybody, of course not for everybody, but more difficult for some, myself. But I don't complain. I wouldn't say it's not easy, of course, just gotta do what we gotta do, but I believe it's going to be even more difficult times ahead. We are entering some kind of time, some kind of era. Many people, myself included, thought it was going to be better after these 2 years, 3 years ago, after we went through that. But no, here we are. We are having what this is what basically inspired me to make this video now, make it live, so I will not erase it, because sometimes I end up making videos with my phone and I just end up deleting them. I don't publish them. That happened so many times. I cannot say how many times it happened. So now I'm just gonna shoot this live video and sit here in my quietness and loneliness and just speak my mind and don't care anything about whatever I say. I mean, obviously, I care what I say because I feel like I have to do this now. Every now and then, I just need to sit and talk, speak my mind, basically. But I mean, not care about what people think or whatever the world look like or whatever we have to do and whatever happened tomorrow and etc. I'm just gonna let it flow, and I feel like I kind of need that right now. But anyway, what's inspired me now was I was just here, came home, I was now just having coffee and I was searching a little bit, and I stumbled upon this video, a channel that I don't say I follow them, but I watch this podcast every now and then, and it's about um the latest evolution of artificial intelligence, and it just absolutely it makes me anxious, to be honest. It strikes some kind of nerve how absolutely good it is already. Now I'm watching this video where AI is basically able to with a few sentences as an input, generate videos like a movie trailer, like literally a movie trailer. And it can combine like videos, different videos in the same. So, like, you have two videos, two different inputs, but you can blend it together. And they are talking about what jobs. I know I made a live video about this before, like future careers and stuff like that. What is a good considered a good future career? And at this point, yeah, I feel like they are talking about these kind of handyman, or not necessarily handyman, but what should I say, labor construction, where you gotta use your hands, like pipe layers, carpenters, etc. And I agree to some degree. Obviously, um, those occupations will always be in need, and I knew that many years ago. I mean, I was myself working as a carpenter at one point. Um, yeah, this is something that is so strange. I mean, and all these wars, and it's so polarized, you know, even within my family, not my family, but yeah, my family also. Like, everybody have their kind of position, and people are buying what they hear from the news, the media. Like, this is the narrative, this is what it is, this is actually what happens. Um, I don't say that I position myself in a specific narrative. I mean, I can't do it anymore. At this point, I seriously can't. I mean, obviously, what happens in the Middle Eastern right now, it's just awful. It's absolutely awful. And I wish it could stop, like, right now. I saw this woman today after I went to a place. I went to have a coffee in a cafe, and there's this woman walking around outside with coin collector bucket kind of thing and a Palestine flag. And yeah, walking around, people just, I see people passing her, they bring up their phone quick and then just put it down, like they don't want to have any interaction. I passed her and I was on the phone. I was speaking on the phone at the time. I don't know. Should I just donate my money as student? I think it probably could be a good idea. It probably could go to a good cause. I mean, come on. They don't even have hospitals, electricity, water, these essentials, these necessities. Yeah, I mean, but I mean, that is a human position I'm taking, because I don't think it has to stop, basically. Um, but then again, whatever war we're talking about, whatever conflict, you are going to have the media narrative. And I don't necessarily always buy that, to be honest. I mean, I have kind of stopped to buy it fully to begin with. I kind of have stopped to buy it fully because start to see through. And now I'm saying something that many people don't want to hear, because many people, they just think that, okay, now there is this war, we as a country, we need to position ourselves right now, and we need to support this cause or that cause, whatever perspective it is, whatever position you're taking yourself as a country, or buying into the media narrative, whatever it is. It's not, the point is here that now it's so polarized that you feel pressure to do it. And if you take an alternative perspective, or bringing to light, raising an important alternative position or narrative, is always going to be regarded as, call it conspiratorial or call it anti the cause in question. It's not what it is about. So I'm going to say something that one narrative that I start to listen to more and more when it comes to wars is that, unfortunately, I think that some wars happening now is for another agenda. That it is to keep industries going, if you know what I mean. Particular industries with particular people in the power to make decisions and legislate in favor of these industries. And who is paying for the products these industries are producing? It ends up on the citizens, taxpayers. And if you say that out loud, many people will say, oh, so you're anti. Yeah, I'm anti-war. This is 2024, and it's now 2 years, pretty much on the date. Maybe I'm wrong. When the Eastern European conflict emerged or started. And yeah, this is in particular, this situation we're having there is just so complex. People are saying that you need to follow the main narrative because this affects us in a way. It absolutely affects us. Not only that, I mean, every country has the right to sustain their sovereignty and sustain their national security and maintain some kind of defense. Absolutely. It's the same thing that every individual have the right to self-defense in whatever degree or whatever proportionate level that may be needed. But I am really tired, like everybody. I mean, you ask people on the street, most people would agree they're tired of war. They couldn't imagine we being in this situation in 2024. But why are we there? Why? Seriously, think about it. Why don't these people in that high positions and these business owners and hierarchy, businessmen, politicians, don't go to war if it's so important themselves? But obviously, they don't. And we know why, because there are real psychopaths, unfortunately, in positions of high power. And that's the dangerous thing. Many psychopaths, we know from studies, they climb very high. And some they just suck themselves like leeches to remain in that positions. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this, but I just feel extremely tired with where we are heading. But at the same time, I mean, obviously it's shedding a lot of lives. There's a lot of spilled blood on the way when the good force takes over and conquers. Because that's just how it is, good always conquers evil. That's absolutely how it is. I have no question about it whatsoever. I know one other whoever can say whatever they want about that, but I know that is my firm belief. If that is some kind of belief, or I don't know, but that's my opinion anyway. And yeah, it's going to take unfortunately, a lot of destruction on the way. whether that is like indirect result of people being victim to like gang violence or in sent to war or pushed into a really deep depth, or because I mean there is resources for people on the earth. It's just how it's managed. It's really about how it's managed and who is in charge of distribution and giving technology and material assets that's needed for like food distribution or whatnot. There is resources and there is technology and there are funds for it. But yeah, everything, absolutely everything now. I didn't believe we were gonna come to this point, but it's so obvious that how everything is driven by profit and greed and all these. And I am for profit. I'm telling you, I have nothing against it. It's just how it's managed. How is it being managed? It's not. I mean, I don't know how many, but it's just not sustainable with this few amount of people with that much control. Like, imagine the people getting control of this new technology now. If the vision or the mission, the goals of these people is to literally gather more themselves and not getting something, not helping people in need from this. I mean, the tool is helping many people already, but if it's not some kind of, if the vision is only to gather oneself all the time, it is on the result of somebody else. Yeah, this, whatever, this is just getting me a headache. It's nothing that I can change anyway. I mean, not that anybody really can change in this sense. It has to be taken care of from some other kind of level. That is for sure. But yeah, anyway, right now I am in a lot of. I mean, What can I say? I'm in a lot of. I am in doing a lot of things right now. It's very, very busy. Life is very, very busy. I'm building my studio right now, and I am doing something that I just have been doing I wanted to be doing for so long, and I'm finally doing it. So I'm working on a project that is finally happening. Finally happening, and it is about this kind of stuff. It's about this kind of stuff. And that feels good to finally be doing something something that returns to me, something that I gain from be doing. I mean, for me at least, do I only want to go working with something that I don't want to work with? Think about it. It's some kind of quote. Do you want to work with something you don't like to be even doing? And then buy things to impress people who don't even care. It's some kind of quote like that. What kind of life is that? Seriously. It's really, really a strange time right now. So yeah, whatever I'm doing, I'm trying to, you know, like everybody, they are there. Sometime I feel like this, but I sometimes we are all so small. Even those people that are just so corrupted by being seen on social media and really driven by having as much likes or whatever as possible. It's so shallow. Oh, like for example, every picture uploaded is just on the same person. Like, imagine me having a social media. I mean, imagine myself. I have been thinking about getting Instagram, for example, and I do have, but it's not something that I necessarily use. But I have thought about it. How can someone who is a creator and creating pieces, for instance, reach out in the best way? And obviously, it's through social media. But I just, it's tiring. People, there's always main, this sick focus on me all the time. Me. In a way, when you're creating something, it is about you in a way. But for me, it's more about I am creating things, and that moment when I am doing something, I am creating something. That is for me very personal. I think a very that's at least how I feel. It's a very personal moment when you're onto something, when you're finding something and creating something. Once you've done that, and I mean, it's nice. Obviously, somebody would recognize it and say, "This sounds nice," or "This was different," and "This was really, this sounds good." Like this was good music or stuff like that. But once, because obviously you're human. I mean, I guess anybody could, but you're free to criticize as well. It's none of my business once I choose to give it away. That's what it's all about for me. So, but also in a way, when you are creating, you come to a point where you would probably like to reach out with people with your creations, not only be a person who is done a lot of things. I mean, that's fine too if that's for you. If you create things and it's only visible for you, it's only for you. Obviously, that's fine. But yeah, I don't know where I am with this. I am probably when I'm ready with something that I feel worth sharing, it will be available, but not that it will be. I think that's important to do that you feel confident with just sharing part of yourself, because it's essentially what it is. It's a part of yourself in a way. That's definitely what it is. I can talk forever about creating things and what it is. And there are so many things to me. But yeah, it's a nice feeling though, when you're, whether it's writing, it's music, it's any other kind of creative form. I like, for example, doing these videos, even if they are just me talking a lot of stuff. Yeah, I just imagine myself like creating some kind of trendy channel just to gain recognition or whatever. I'm sorry, no way. That is not interesting at all. But I like to talk about personal things. I like to talk about like something that touches all of us, something that touches all of human beings, what it's like being alive. Like I know that I've talked a lot about loneliness before. I talked a lot about like creativity is a huge thing that I talk about. navigating oneself through this, yeah, through this all, through all of this. um, but yeah, I feel sometimes stuck to talk, sometimes very, very stuck. I think it takes a lot for me to just open up. For anybody to just even find this interesting to listen to is absolutely unimaginable. But yeah, I like to connect with people anyway, somehow. Yeah, today is one of those days would be feeling good to have like a big beer. But I don't have time for having beers. Not at this point. Maybe in a couple of weeks I will be able to have a beer. Maybe in a month. I don't know. Hmm. And I'm really hungry also, so I should probably make something. But yeah, I think that is it. Very, very slow, tiring mood probably is very, very visible. But either way, like I said, those things that is on my, those topics I've been talking about here is really, really so in our face right now, it's really everywhere, and you're gonna have, it's polarized, it's basically polarized. People calling themselves like far left or far right or more moderate, or to be honest, I don't even know if voting is for me anymore. I mean, seriously, I'm dropping out of this. I feel like I just want to create. That's all I want to do. That would make me happy. Yeah. All right, everybody. Take care, and till next time.